Happy Hump Day, everyone. Andrew Moon, Orange Nomad, coming to you live from the Orange Nomad Studios right here in Columbus, Ohio. It is a brisk but sunny day today. Happy to be alive, happy to be tuning in with you all over the globe today. So let me know in the comments that you can hear me okay and that the audio video is coming through, that we're pumping through loud and clear into your earbuds and on your screens this afternoon. Yes, it is a beautiful day. I'm glad to be alive. Yes, 2021 has not started off the way that we had hoped. But hey, we can only control so many things in our life. And that's what this show is all about, just to break up the monotony, to provide a little bit of therapy in the middle of your work week. So tell us where you're watching from, where you're tuning in from. Give me a thumbs up, give me a like that you can hear me okay. Because we're broadcasting on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook today, so we're happy to be with you. We're happy that those of you who tune in every week, even when we miss a show, that you're there to support the show, and we thank you to all the people that watch every single week. So we're happy that we're here another week. We've got a really cool topic this week. I'm happy to kind of break through this show and to give you some of the behind the scenes, some of the things that we've learned in broadcasting this show. And we're happy to, meet people like Robert Givens, who watches us every week. So thank you, Robert, for sending the sunshine our way. We appreciate it because here in the Midwest, here in the state of Ohio, we don't get too much. I think we've seen the sun a couple times this last week. So those of you who are in the Midwest can definitely echo those sentiments that once it turns cloudy, it tends to be here for a while, and that really sucks. Wintertime can kind of get to you, let alone in the middle of a pandemic. But that's not what this is about. So this isn't focusing on the garbage out there. This is the Do What Is Necessary live stream, and this is all about doing what is necessary to build the life that you want. Not the life I want, not the life that the gurus tell you to live, not in the other garbage that's being predicated as success. This is about defining your success, and that's what this show is 100% dedicated to, is your success, helping you build the life, the business, the personal life, whatever it is, whatever mountain you're looking to conquer. Hopefully, that's what this show is to do, is to give you a fresh perspective, to challenge all of the industry norms that are out there. So if you've watched this show, well, thank you, Robert, for being a repeat guest. We thank you so much for watching. But if this is your first time with us, put that in the comments. Let us know that this is your first show, that this is your first time tuning in. And if you happen to be watching this on the replay, please put that in the comments as well. I'm always curious to know those of you who find the show and tune in, and those of you who watch the show week in and week out. We want to thank all of you for taking that time. And those of you who tune in every week are very special to my heart, and you've definitely made this labor of love that we started last year much better. And we've got a user from LinkedIn user from Michigan, so we'll leave the Buckeye situation out. Yes, they lost. I don't have a dog in that fight. But those of you who are watching from here in Columbus, sorry. Yeah, Buckeyes lost this week, so oh well. Like I said, I don't have a dog in that fight. I'm not a huge Buckeye fan, really never have been, and I know I'm probably going to get some tomatoes from those of you who are watching the show here from the Columbus area. So welcome, Kyle from Manchester, UK. We've got our UK contingent has been huge on this show, and that's one of the things that I've learned. This is good timing, I guess. Robert said it's in the evening, that he kicks back and relaxes on Wednesday evening and watches the show, tunes in. So we thank you so much for Robert, and I thank you for bringing Kyle and others from the UK. I love our UK contingent, and I can't wait till we start traveling again, so I'd love to be able to meet some of you folks, you great folks in person. But again, such is life right now. So we've got some first-timers that are watching the show. It looks like Daniel Janner is watching the show. He's our Michigan contingent. Go Blue. I know we've got quite a few Michigan folks here that watch the show every week as well. But hey, like I said, I don't have a dog in that fight. I think my personal opinion, Buckeyes typically are overrated, and again, they proved it again this year. But so did my beloved Steelers. Those of you Cleveland Browns fans, the Browns finally beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh, so is what it is. It's one of those weird years. So those of you in the UK have no idea probably what we're talking about. It's the American version of football. No, it's not soccer, but hey, I think everything is held with an asterisk right now, given anything can happen, and the Cleveland Browns definitely have proved that this year, that even the crazy can happen. So again, if you've never watched this show before, let me tell you who I am. I'm Andrew Moon, Orange Nomad. I used to be in the IT channel for 20, 30 years. I've got out of the IT channel, so I'm all about helping entrepreneurs, not just IT companies. But I have a special place in my heart for IT companies, and a lot of our audience are IT companies. But today's show is not going to be just for IT companies. This is going to be about for everybody that can take the lessons that we learned in doing this live stream and starting this show, and be able to apply those in your business, to be able to apply those in what we're going to talk about, the human connection as well. That, this isn't all about business. So welcome to the show, Jose from Puerto Rico. So welcome. You probably are much warmer than I am. Like I said, it's winter time here in the Midwest. I wish I was in Puerto Rico today. So thank you, Jose, for watching the show. Again, another repeat guest, so we thank you so much for watching the show every week. So Kyle's a Lions fan, so we got all kinds of fans. So let's talk about... Let me ask a question, too. So, obviously, everybody can hear me okay, but I do have a question that I kind of would like to preface the show before we get into. And again, if you're watching this on the replay, feel free to answer this question as well. What is your number one goal for 2021? Whether that's a business goal, a personal goal, a spiritual goal, put that in the comments, because I think, this show is all about building community, and those of you who watch the show know that, and that's what we're going to talk about a ton today, is about the community, about the movement that we started here with this live stream. So, and again, tell me, what is your number one goal for 2021? Drop that in the comments wherever you happen to be watching from. If you want to tag me in those comments, that way I make sure that I get those and we can reply to those. Definitely want to make sure that we share our goals, because again, reaching our goals is a lot about accountability. But putting that out there, letting everybody know what your goals are, I think is important. I kind of am taking a different tack on goals this year, and we'll probably talk about that in a future broadcast. Because I don't do New Year's resolutions anymore. We're going to talk about a different strategy that we've decided to employ here, at Orange Nomad, and those that we coach, the different types of goal setting. And again, the traditional models, the traditional way of doing business, I think we still need to keep on challenging those things. So again, put that in the comments. Let me know what your goal is for 2021. So before we get into the show, too, if you've watched the show before, you know that I like to shine a light on other people that are doing great things, other people that are accomplishing great things. And this week's spotlight is Juan Fernandez. And Juan has been a repeat guest on the show. We had him on twice. Phenomenal human being, is doing a lot to help the IT channel. And I want to shed light because Juan became a cover boy in December. I think this was like the week he was on the show, or the week before, a couple days after, I think. Juan actually made the front cover of Channel Pro magazine. So Juan, thank you so much for all you do for the community. And we just wanted to, again, give you a thumbs up, give you a like. So those of you who know Juan, definitely tag him in this comments. Reach out to him and congratulate him, because it's an incredible feat for him. And he talked a lot about his story on the first broadcast that we had him on. Phenomenal human being. Incredible entrepreneurial story, and all he's willing to do and all he's willing to give back. And this, for me, was one of my highlights for 2020, was being able to virtually meet Juan. And again, it's one I can't wait that we can get back in person and actually meet people face to face, because Juan is definitely one of the people that I definitely want to get to know better, and we may have him on again in the near future as well. So let's talk about some of those goals. We've got that Grow My Business, 5 new logos. So awesome. I think it's great for tackling that. Who posted that? Daniel, thank you so much for sharing that. Robert, his work goals. So his specific work goals is meet our 12-month growth target. And again, I think, COVID, we kind of tossed our goals out the window mid-year, before mid-year, I think. But I think, this is about setting goals and setting ourselves up for success this year. Jose's got the same goal, business goal, grow the business. And again, that's what this show is all about, is helping you do that, helping you challenge the way business has always been done so that you can reach your goals, because that's what we're all about, is helping people reach their goals. So let's jump into our topic for this week. The topic for this week was 5 lessons learned from live streaming for 30 weeks during a pandemic, during 2020. And just to give you some backstory, last year, needless to say, it was right about March 13th, we finished up a security camera installation, and that was the last work that I've done outside of my home. We finished up that installation, and I remember going home from that, possibly being infected with COVID. Somebody we had worked with on that job was potentially exposed to it, so we really didn't know at the time. But I figured I'd have a few weeks off, have some time off, and little did I know that everything would grind to a halt. But like many of you, businesses started closing up because they were forced to. Clients started canceling accounts, contracts with us, and it was a kind of a domino effect in a very short period of time. And I could quickly and easily see that this was a very significant change, and probably the most significant change I have ever seen that rapidly in business. And I remember when the last client canceled their monthly contract right at the end of March, that I had to do something about that, because if you've known my story, I've been through many economic downturns before, and while running businesses. That I went through the dot-com bust in the late 90s. I went through 9/11. We went through the recession in 2001. And I remember particularly the last time that I had to deal with anything that significant was in 2000. There was 2008, the 2008 recession. And I remember I started my business, my IT business, in 2004 when my son was 6 months old. I got let go from my sales and marketing job for a local car dealership here. And I remember rolling quarters in my living room over the months to make the car payment as we were trying to get the business off the ground. And we were 4 years into that business when the first recession hit. And again, I'd been through other recessions. I'd been through other things that really challenged me to my core. But this one was different. I was a dad that time. That in 2008, that I was a dad, there was a lot more on the line. And I remember that feeling of being an entrepreneur, being alone, because as entrepreneurs, you probably can attest to this, that there's a lot of times we feel alone. Not many people really understand us. Not many people really understand what it is to have all of that weight of running a business and being responsible for other people's livelihoods, that to take that weight and go to bed with that every night. And I remember I started looking for a group. I started looking for other entrepreneurs, other communities to be a part of. And that was prior to social media's really the surgence. And it was harder to find communities. So going back to last year, when all of this started, I remember thinking to myself that I need to do something about this, that I needed to be a resource to be able to inspire people during a dark time, and inspire people that feeling of the solitude that you feel, that you don't have to go through this alone. And that's when I started the show. I started this show on April 1st of last year, on April Fool's Day. And I remember thinking that I struggled through, the tech stuff, which is trying to figure that out with OBS and with, webcams and camera and streaming software. But I didn't care. I had to get that out there. And when I remember our first show, we had 1,000 people watched that first show. And I really wasn't expecting anybody to watch it. But that was an amazing thing happened after that. I kind of saw that people needed that community. And that, to me, was the first lesson that I learned was about people and about human connection and about the fact that people really want to help people, that good people are all about that. If you agree with that, if you agree that good people are wired that way, that good people, good entrepreneurs are about giving back, about pulling other people forward, about helping people, give me a like and a share, give me a thumbs up in the comments below. Because I think that is one of the biggest things that I started to see very quickly with doing this show, was that people really wanted to help each other. And this was my way of helping other people. And an amazing thing happened is people would tune into the show and then turn around and share this with other people and to help other people. And other people started connecting with me. And I remember it was probably the second show that we did. That somebody shared this show with one of their coworkers who was struggling, who was trying to start a side business. And some of the things that we covered in the show was the momentum that he needed, the boost that he needed to finally take that leap. And again, the human spirit was an amazing thing, that through all of the dark times, the garbage, the gut punch that we all took last spring, that once we kind of got our legs about us, that people wanted to be part of a community. And that's what I noticed more than anything. And that was such a heartwarming thing. And again, I didn't start this with any business intent. It was 100% about helping people. And I'll share with you some of the amazing, things that I learned throughout the course of that. And one of the other interesting things that happened is we had regular viewers show up. People like you, Robert, who are watching the show. Robert has been watching this show. Robert, if you're still watching, let us know how many weeks have you been watching this show? If you remember when the first time you tuned in. And if you're watching the show, if you just jumped on the show and you've watched it before, let me know in the comments about when you think your first show was that you tuned in. But that's what I started to see. And we missed a few weeks last year. There were a few weeks where I didn't feel well. I had a migraine, so I didn't do a show 1 week. I had a show where my son's best friend attempted suicide, and I was helping my son get through that, so it just didn't feel right going on the air. But it was an amazing thing. People like Robert reached out. I had people saying, hey, is everything okay? I missed the show this week. And I really didn't think that many people were paying attention. And it was so awesome to see. And it boosted my spirits. That really this labor of love was therapy for me. It was something that I could put my heart and soul into every week, that I could prepare for, that I could schedule for. And that's what people, it was an amazing thing. People like Robert started to tune in, and it started to be a regular part of his routine. And Robert says, I've seen way more than I've missed. He said he's lost count of how many broadcasts that he's watched. But that really buoyed my spirits, that I wanted to do more. It really inspired me and has become therapy for me. And I started to see other people like Pat Flynn, who started a show, and he started broadcasting every day last year. One of the people that inspired me to continue on each week, who started doing a show, was Drake White. I got into country music last year. I've hated country music my whole life. But I finally embraced my West Virginia redneck roots last year and embraced country music. And Drake White has been one of my phenomenal people that I tune into. He's part of my Wednesday therapy. He does Wednesday night therapy sessions where he broadcasts live from his barn in Tennessee. Him and his band started doing that every Wednesday. So that's what I'm looking forward to this evening is tuning in and watching. It's Drake White night in my house. But it was that regularity, that schedule, and that's what I started to see people that were tuning in. That was part of their schedule, and I think that's awesome. And I want to congratulate you guys for being part of this community. And I want to thank you, people like Robert, who've shared this show with other people that tune in every week as well. The third thing that I started to learn was the power of human experience. And we were all dealing with the same thing, but it just in different ways. But an amazing thing happened is those people out there that were the hustle, the grind, all of the things that I preach against now with the Do What Is Necessary show. It's not about the hustle and grind, the business, the cutthroat business tactics, the cheesy sales ball guru tactics that are out there. That this show it really shed the light on. We're all suffering the same thing, but in different ways. And that shiny, polished reality of what people project out on social media is not real. And when I started sharing my business failures, things that I learned in business, and things that I learned through dark times, that the connection with people, the connection with our audience started to build, and people started to see that, yes, that's the way that I feel. We covered one topic was separating your personal value from your business as an entrepreneur. And that resonated. I had so many people reach out to me because that has one of the things that they've struggled with. Their self-worth comes from how good or how bad their business does. And it was a terrible thing. I suffered with that for a long time, and it wasn't until I sold my last business that I started to separate the two, that my business became a product. My business wasn't about me. My self-worth, my ability to help people was not tied to the success of my business. And that was a topic that we talked about, that I suffered from those things. Hiring, all of the mistakes that I made in my last business, that resonated with people. People wanted to see reality. Because let's face it, life is not a beautiful, polished thing all the time. And when you share those experiences, when you share those things with people, that was really what blew me away, is how much that resonated with people. And when we talked about, building calm companies, that's what I'm all about, is helping people build calm into their life despite the chaos that we see going on around us. So if there's a topic that you benefited from by watching this show, please put that in the comments. Again, if you're watching this on the replay, put that in the comments too, because I'm always curious to know, those who didn't reach out, what topic resonated the most with you about the 30 broadcasts that we did during 2020. The fourth thing that I learned was that real-time connection is possible in this platform, and we're seeing this today. And that was really, we missed that. The in-person connections, the in-person networking events, the in-person events where, the camaraderie that's built, that we all missed that. And that's what I tried to create with this show. And, I remember when I started the show, my wife was like, why wouldn't people just watch a webinar? What's the big deal about people tuning in live? And it's this right here. That chance to have real-time connection, that real-time communication, that real-time feedback, that's what we all crave right now. And I'm looking for more creative ways to be able to continue this, to be able to take this to the next level. That's my 2021 goal this year, is to take this platform and expand it, and to be able to look for more creative ways of helping people. That is what I'm dedicated to in 2021. And that helps me. It's therapy for me to be able to do those things. And again, I'm hoping that it's possible we may get back to in-person events later in the year, but I'm not banking on it the way things are going. And I'm kind of planning on the reverse. And again, work from home is not going anywhere. So I think that's what's awesome, is I've been able to connect with people in real time, and then when I have people connect with me after the show is over and share their stories with me in direct messages, I've had several people book time on my calendar I have time every Thursday afternoon set aside to be able to meet people virtually, to be able to talk one-on-one. So I helped nearly a dozen people start new businesses, to quit jobs that they hate, that weren't fulfilling them, and to start new ventures. And, I've helped people transition out of companies that they've owned to be able to sell that and then start new careers. And all of that has been things that I've learned by doing this show. And all of that came from the real-time connection that we have with those who tune in every week. And that was, again, that was a lesson that I really learned. And again, it's been therapeutic for me to be able to connect with people in real time, to have a time set aside every week to be able to do that. And we're going to be doing quite a few more things. Again, like I said, I've been working on that for the last couple months to be able to work on. I don't want to create another social network. I don't want to belong to another social network. I don't want to create a Facebook group. I don't want to create more chaos for people in their lives. So we're actually creating a private environment where we can help each other thrive. And again, not in social environments with all of the junk that's out there. And the last thing that I learned was that this has really turned into a global movement of doing what is necessary. And I've had so many people reach out to me. I've had so many comments on the show every week because people are figuring out that the gurus and all the guys and gals who've written books and have all this stuff published out there, that methodology probably isn't going to work during this pandemic, for one, but even after. I think we're changed in so many ways. I think our interactions have changed. Our expectations have changed. People's expectations of your business have changed. A lot of things have changed. But it's embracing, doing what is necessary. Pivoting your business if that's necessary. Going into a completely different business may be necessary. I don't know what that looks like, and I can't write a book or, publish a course on how to do that, because only you can answer that question for yourself about what is necessary. But what I've seen is we've had people tune in, as you see in the comments of this show right here today, that this live stream is reaching people around the globe. And I think we've had, I lost count. I think we were up into 20 some countries where people have put in comments that have tuned into the show. And that's what, again, so many people have reached out and said, thank you for finally saying that. Thank you for finally saying that hustle culture needs to go. Thank you for finally saying that you can lead a calm business, that leading a calm business is a choice. And that was, again, a great feedback for me. So those are just 5 things that I wanted to share. I wanted to take a show and dedicate specifically to that, about the things that I've learned. And since the first of the year, I've had a lot of people reach out. A lot of people got new camera gear. A lot of people are interested in learning how to do live streaming, how to benefit from creating their own community. If that's something that you're interested in, are you thinking about that? Put that in the comments. And again, if you're watching this after the fact and you're interested in maybe doing more video or live streaming or just learning, any type of business topic, something where I can help you reach your 2021 goals, please put that in the comments. But this was, again, this show was one of those things that was kind of daunting. I really didn't know all the tech. Being a tech guy, I really didn't know a lot of the technical bits of how to do this. And that's part of what I want to share with people too, is it's gotten much easier since our first show. A lot of the tools, have come full circle since where they were last year. A lot more people, a lot more platforms are embracing this type of learning, and I don't think that's going away anytime soon. And I think live video, I watched a webinar from Neil Patel, great in marketing, said that that's probably going to be a huge differentiator for businesses in 2021 is live streaming, because our ability to reach people, to have these 5 things that I covered today, to have that real-time connection. So again, put that in the comments if there's something, if you're interested in live streaming, yes or no, please put that in the comments. But again, if there is a business skill or something that you would like to level up in 2021, please share that. Put that in the comments as well. Because even if we don't do that topic here on the show, I might be able to connect with you. That's been the great thing is I'm going to go look at the metrics. I think we added 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 contacts, connections inside of LinkedIn alone. Because we started this just doing LinkedIn. And I've expanded this out to Facebook and YouTube in the fourth quarter last year. So we're trying to build this audience to be able to share this with as many people as we can. So Robert wanted to share too. He said, I've got back into doing videos after a loss of confidence last year. And I was the same way. We're just press play and go. My first 2021 was made public by CompTIA today. So awesome. Good for you, man. Keep that going. And again, it did get easier. I've put a process. I think I'm up to like 35 points on a checklist. I've got a checklist that we go through to do this show. So I've got my pre-production, my right before going live, the things we do during the live stream, and I've also got things that we do after the live stream. And being able to share this, promote this, and one of the big things is going back through and appreciating my audience and being able to respond, because that's a tough thing to do. We're going to like to do more of that, is to be able to respond in real time to people's comments, and chat seems to be kind of getting more prolific during the show. So Elizabeth says yes, she wants to learn video. So we'll keep you posted. I'm looking at potentially. I've had so many people reach out since the beginning of the year. And I've had a lot of vendors in the IT industry reach out to be able to want to help their partners. They're all about helping their partners level up on anything that they can, and video is definitely going to be one of the ways to go. I think it's led the charge for us. I know that we went back and looked at it, all of the metrics last year. And these live streams that we're doing have garnered us 10 times more engagement than anything else that we're doing. And again, I didn't start this show as a marketing show. I didn't. If you look through my feed on LinkedIn, you look at anything in this show. It's not. I don't pitch and sell anything. And again, we've increased business. That's an amazing thing that has come by that. That we've gotten business. I managed to land 3 speaking engagements. We had a content license agreement with a membership site with Tech Tribe. Trying to think, I've got 2 or 3 other possible speaking engagements this year, and it's all because of this show. People have said, hey, I watched this show. I absolutely love what you're doing, and they want to be a part of that. And I think that to me is one of the things. I should put that on there. That has blown me away. The business that has come from doing the right thing. And it's hard to be in the game that long enough to see those things happen. And I'm happy. I'm happy that we're going to be able to help even more people this year. And I think that to me is really what I'm looking forward to. Eric, another repeat visitor, adding video introductions to outbound marketing emails. He did his first one yesterday. So again, this is video. That was the interesting thing that I have found with doing this live stream, that doing other videos has become so much easier. And one of the things that we're going to share, I'm looking at potentially starting a boot camp in February for video. Things that we've learned, nuts and bolts of how to do this production. So if you're interested, put that in the comments, reach out to me. But again, I'm not selling anything. I just want to help people, learn how to do that. Again, this isn't about pitching anything on this show. But I want to help people take the things that I've learned, all the mistakes that we made doing video last year, how to make it easier, from lighting to cameras. And we're still learning. I'm still tweaking. I'm still, as you can see from the show here, I try to do 1 or 2 things every week to make it a little bit more interesting, to kind of up my game and to keep leveling up. Because that's the most dangerous thing, is to get settled into a pattern where you're comfortable and you're not upping your game. I'm always about, keep upping your game. So, but yeah, if you're interested in that, let me know. Welcome, Matt. So another repeat guest. Matt was a guest on the show. So welcome, Matt. Glad to have you join the broadcast today. And again, that's what has been super amazing about doing this show. Is all of the people like Matt, reconnecting with people like Eric, Elizabeth, reconnecting with people that I knew from, back in when I was running my IT company. And that's really what this show has allowed me to do is to have that personal connection. And I'm so happy to be able to continue this on through to 2021. So thanks again for tuning in this week. Again, I don't want to make this super long. I try to get it to 30 minutes, but I knew that there was a lot of things that I could continue to ramble on about. But I wanted to share the things that I've learned. So if you had one takeaway or one thing that you appreciated about this show, please put that in the comments. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up. But again, if you've watched this show and you continue to like the content that we're putting out, I would love it if you would share this with other people. That would be an honor to me, is to keep this movement going, and to help me spread the word. And that's really, what my goal again for 2021 is, building this movement even bigger than we saw in 2020. So I had a couple people reach out too about Team Orange swag. So I decided to do something new this week. We have a merch store. So if you're interested in a t-shirt and other Team Orange merch, you want to show the love, help us continue to spread this movement, I would love it. If you bought a t-shirt and helped keep this channel going, help us continue to expand, help us continue to help entrepreneurs like yourself. That's what I want to help people to do. And again, this goes a long way. We're probably going to start donating some of this to struggling industries like the restaurant industry, and other industries that, we really didn't feel the pinch in the IT industry. If anything, I think the IT industry has grown leaps and bounds. And those who had strong businesses to start the year have even stronger businesses going into this year. So if we can help people, this allows me to do that. That allows us to keep this going. So, Robert, you asked me about a hoodie. You're the second person to ask me about a hoodie. So we'll work on that hoodie for you. Because like I said, you're the second person this week that has asked me about a hoodie. Hats are another one. So we'll see if we can get that launched this week, and I'll let you know, Robert. So let's see here. I believe this was Daniel, how to get better at live streaming. So if I can help you do that, again, reach out. I'll let you know when we fire up that boot camp. But that's what I'm thinking about, of doing that, is putting people in, helping people launch their own show if they want to. And I think it's an amazing thing. LinkedIn Live is coming out of beta later this year. So I think a lot more people are going to start getting into it. So I'd like for people to be able to prepare ahead of time and to start now, so that you can, again, this is like the Wild West. There's not many folks out here, especially on LinkedIn, that are streaming live. And the ones that are, quite a few of the ones that are doing it, the content's just not there. It's too much self-promotion. So it's a wide open opportunity for your business in 2021. So again, thanks again so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, all the people that stayed on the show all the way to the end, and that tune in every week. People like Robert, people like Eric, Elizabeth has watched the show before. Daniel, I would love to see you on the show again. Jose, I think this is your repeat. A lot of people come back. So I just wanted to thank you so much for sharing your screen with me, sharing your earbuds with me. Because one of the things that we're going to start doing, and I've been talking about it for a while, is turning this series into a podcast, taking this into audio episodes for those who can't watch video, who appreciate more podcasting. But again, it's just about helping us spread the word. So thank you so much again for tuning in every week. I want to thank you, and if there's anything that I can do for your business, if there's anything that we can help you with as a community, as an entrepreneurial community, please reach out, because that's what I want this show to be about, is a springboard for us being able to do what is necessary in our lives. And you'll hear me repeat that over and over and over again. We need to continue to redefine how we work. We need to redefine how we live. We need to redefine work-life balance. We need to redefine what leadership actually looks like. And that's really what the topics that we have coming up later this year are going to be all about, is helping us level up in those areas of our life. So thanks again for watching. This is Andrew Moon coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio, right here in the Midwest. And I hope to see you on a future episode. And thank you so much for tuning in. And as I always end the show with the words of Tim McGraw, always stay humble and kind, and always do what is necessary. I'll see you on the next show.